In this video, we'll demonstrate how to use a multimeter to troubleshoot some common electrical problems associated with an irrigation system. We'll be using the Armada Pro90 Automatic Multimeter. The nice thing about the Pro90 is that it automatically detects whether you are attempting to measure voltage, ohms, the unit of electrical resistance, or amperage. You don't have to manually select the setting as with most other multimeters. If the controller doesn't power on at all, the first thing to do is check that the circuit breaker hasn't tripped in the electrical panel. If the breaker is good and the controller is not hardwired, test the electrical outlet powering the controller. You should see a reading of around 110 to 125 volts if the outlet is working properly. The next thing to test is the controller's transformer output. The transformer's job is to step down the incoming voltage of 120 down to the 24 volts needed to operate the valve solenoids. To do this, place a lead on each of the terminals marked 24V AC inside the controller. It doesn't matter which lead you use on each terminal. You should see a reading of around 24 to 28 volts. If the reading is 0, you may have loose or disconnected power wires, a blown fuse in the controller, or most likely you have a bad transformer. If you get a reading above 0 but lower than 24 volts, this also points to a bad transformer. If you have a good reading at the 24 VAC terminals, the next step is to test the output for each station terminal for the zones that are not working properly. You'll first need to manually activate the station you plan to test, then place the black lead on the common terminal and the red lead to the station terminal you activated. If functioning properly, it should measure around 24 to 28 volts AC. Repeat the process for any additional zones you want to test. If you find a bad terminal and you have a modular controller, you can try replacing the module to make the repair. You can also try moving the station wire to another open terminal if one is available, then reprogram the controller to operate that zone from the new terminal. If none of the terminals show power output, this could be a blown controller fuse or internal board failure. If the controller is delivering proper voltage through the station terminals, the next step is to test the resistance or ohms on the problem zones. Make sure that no zones are running for this test to protect the multimeter and ensure a reliable reading. Touch the black lead to the common wire terminal and the red lead to the terminal or zone you want to test. For standard 24 volt AC irrigation solenoids, most healthy circuits will fall into a predictable range of around 24 to 60 ohms depending on the solenoid. Consult the manufacturer's datasheet for specific solenoid resistance values before testing. If the reading is below the normal range for the solenoid, typically under 20 ohms, this suggests a possible short, which can be caused by damaged wire insulation, wet or corroded wire splices, a faulty solenoid, or it may be that two solenoids have been wired to one station. If the resistance is much higher than expected or shows an infinite or open line reading, this indicates that current is not flowing through the circuit. This may be due to a broken solenoid coil, a heavily corroded splice, or a broken or disconnected field wire. If you get an abnormal reading at the controller, move to the valve box and test the solenoid directly to eliminate the field wire as a possibility for the bad reading. Disconnect the solenoid wires and touch a lead to each of them. It doesn't matter which lead is used on each wire. If the reading is within the normal operating range for that solenoid, this means the problem is likely due to a bad splice or a damaged field wire. You can find the Armada Pro90 as well as other electrical troubleshooting tools at your local Ewing branch, or you can visit us online at EwingOutdoorSupply.com.